कॉर्पोरेट आर्म में अब हम फोकस करते हैं 2002 में शुरू हुई कंपनी टीमलीज सर्विसेज की करीब 3700 करोड़ रुपीस का मार्केट कैप है इस कंपनी का और अब तक 60 से ज़्यादा देशों में 3500 से ज़्यादा क्लाइंट्स को हायरिंग और प्रोडक्टिविटी सॉल्यूशंस का काम करती है। कंपनी के 3 बिजनेस सेगमेंट है, जनरल स्टाफिंग, स्पेशलाइज स्टाफिंग और HR सर्विसेज। कंपनी के नतीजों पर फोकस कर लेते हैं। कैसे रहे नतीजे? तिमाही आधार पर आय मामूली बढ़त के साथ 2027 करोड़ पर आई, मार्जिन लगभग फ्लैट रहे और अगर हम Q4 में ऑफकोर्स देखें तो कंपनी का मुनाफा घटा है, 17% से घटकर 24 करोड़ यहाँ पर आया है। नतीजों पर क्या अहम ट्रिगर्स थे और आगे किस तरीके का आउटलुक है, ये जानने की हम कोशिश करेंगे। कंपनी की CFO रमानी दाथी हमारे साथ शो में जुड़ रही हैं। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका रमानी। पहले तो मैं आपसे नंबर्स पर जानना चाहूँगी। रेवेन्यू लार्जली फ्लैट रहे हैं अगर हम क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर बेसिस पर देख रहे हैं, क्या कारण रहा? ओवरऑल नंबर्स बहुत प्रॉमिसिंग और बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रोथ यहाँ पर नहीं जो आई है, उसकी क्या खास वजह रही है और यहाँ से अब किस तरीके के ट्रेंड्स लग रहे हैं, यहाँ से इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखेगी हमें?
Sure, Swati. So we have 3 segments. Our general staffing business segment has done very well. Even in the last quarter, we added 8,000 new headcount. However, the 2 other segments, specialized staffing, which is mainly the IT staffing, because of the headwinds in the industry, we have seen a decline in the numbers, followed by our apprenticeship business. There also, because of uncertainty around the regulatory framework, we lost some business. But having said that, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, overall, this is the trend. Even historically, if you see between Q4 and Q3, the revenue growth will be kind of flattish. But as long as we have headcount growth, that gives a better outlook for the following year. So that's why we are saying that as of now, we have positive outlook for 2024 in our general staffing business. And we may continue similar kind of headcount growth, about 8,000 to 10,000 new headcount addition every quarter going forward.
ओके, सो अगर हम रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ और आगे मार्जिन्स की भी बात करें तो मार्जिन पर्सपेक्टिव में एबिटा मार्जिन हैज़ बीन बिलो द 2% ब्रैकेट, तो वहाँ पर क्योंकि ये लोअर साइड पे आया है, इसकी क्या कारण है और आगे अब मार्जिन्स पर क्या आउटलुक रहेगा? एंड रेवेन्यू के पॉइंट से भी मैं जानना चाहूँगी आगे रेवेन्यू की किस तरह की ट्रेंड्स दिख रहे हैं?
So 3 main reasons है. First, general staffing salary inflation is very high. So in the past, the salary inflation year on year used to be about 5% on average. So that number has gone up to almost 10 to 12% salary inflation. The second reason is more and more hiring is happening in cities and towns. So where the salary levels are higher. So we charge a fixed markup, which is about 700 rupees per employee per month. Since that realization is fixed, and if we are hiring more people in cities where salaries are higher, it takes a pressure on our margin. The third reason, which is mainly for the last 2 quarters, which is impacting our EBITDA margins, is the impact in our IT staffing and degree apprenticeship business. Whereas IT staffing is a 9% margin business and degree apprenticeship is a 5% margin business. So with both the business segments going through, the headcount loss and business kind of headwinds, so there we are seeing margin pressure. Having said that, for us, the next year, we continue to focus on quarter-on-quarter margin expansion through other internal initiatives like productivity and other value-added service offerings.
Okay, तो वो कितना बढ़ सकता है from the 2% that we are seeing? क्या मार्जिन बैंड हम एक्सपेक्ट करें अगले साल के लिए, कितना बढ़ सकता है?
We don't give an exact guidance. Our long-term margin target is 3% net margin. So that depending on the salary inflation levels and the product mix, we may achieve it in 3 to 5 years time frame.
Okay, fair enough. Now, general staffing associates हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर ग्रोथ आई है 4% बढ़ के 223,500 और क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर बेसिस पे हम देख रहे हैं। इस तरीके की अच्छी हेडकाउंट इंक्रीज एक तो किस कारण से आई एंड डू यू थिंक ये मोमेंटम कंटिन्यू होगा अगले क्वार्टर में भी?
Firstly, the overall hiring trends have picked up, except for IT in all other industry segments, be it banking or retail, consumer verticals. So in all other segments, the hiring trends have started picking up and more formal jobs are getting created. So that has led to the overall increase in job creation, not just specific to TeamLease. So now coming to TeamLease, some of the initiatives that we have taken in the past have now started paying us very well. So our focus on sales, industry verticalization based on client industry. We created verticals within our sales segments, and then more of hiring, our own sourcing and hiring. Like earlier, we used to do only 10 to 15% of hiring by our internal channels. That number has now gone to more than 50%. So this has overall helped us to increase our overall growth numbers. And we strongly believe this kind of growth momentum can be continued into future as well.
श्योर अगर मैं सेगमेंट ब्रेकअप करके आपसे इसलिए पूछना चाह रही हूँ, क्वार्टर बेसिस में अगेन हमने हेडकाउंट जो है वो रिड्यूस होते हुए देखा है फॉर डीए एंड स्पेशलाइज्ड स्टाफिंग. इसकी क्या वजह है और ये इसका भी आगे क्या आउटलुक लग रहा है इन दोनों ही सेगमेंट्स इन वर्टिकल्स में?
Specialized staffing, IT staffing, we are all seeing there are strong industry headwinds, especially last 2 quarters. The entire hiring in IT industry is kept on hold. So it's not just specific to TeamLease. I think all Indian IT companies and even globally, the IT hiring has come down, either be it on freeze or the numbers have actually started coming down. And that has impacted our specialized staffing vertical as well. Second, in case of degree apprenticeship business, the government has withdrawn a specific scheme called NEEM, which is enabled for hiring apprentices for corporates. And there is some sort of uncertainty in terms of regulatory compliances and other stuff. So because of which the numbers have started coming down. And we expect that specialized staffing current industry headwinds may continue for at least 1 or 2 quarters. Same with degree apprenticeship. The uncertainty may continue for another 1-2 quarters. And Q3, FY24 onwards, we believe that the growth will start picking up.
Sure. अब ये जो ट्रेंड्स की आप बात करें, कौन से सेक्टर्स ज़्यादा प्रॉमिसिंग लग रहे हैं जहाँ पर हायरिंग ट्रेंड्स ज़बरदस्त इमर्ज होकर आ रहे हैं, और उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आपको वहाँ कितनी ग्रोथ दिख रही है? स्पेसिफिक आपने रिपोर्ट भी पीछे निकाली थी, बट the most growth deliverable sectors क्या दिख रहे हैं आगे?
I would say top 3 are banking, financial services, consumer, FMCG, FMCD, and 3 telecom. Manufacturing and engineering, as of now, discussions are happening, like the Make in India initiatives and the pickup in overall discussions on manufacturing and engineering are very promising. But as of now, those discussions haven't converted into real jobs. So I would say these 3 sectors, BFSI, consumer, and telecom, these sectors will continue to give maximum hiring for us in the coming years. And in terms of growth, these specific industry verticals, I would say 12 to 15% growth in hiring year on year. And we are targeting more than 20% growth at revenue level.
Enough. तो अगर मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँ, एज द कंपनीज फोकस, 3 बड़े फोकस एरियाज गोइंग फॉरवर्ड क्या रहेंगे विद द होल लैंडस्केप ऑफ हायरिंग ट्रेंड्स चेंजिंग, ऑल्सो विद ऑटोमेशन कमिंग इन, डिजिटाइजेशन पर जो इतना फोकस हो रहा है, उसको देखते हुए आपके 3 फोकस एरियाज क्या होंगे और मैंडेट आई वुड से फॉर दिस ईयर?
See, for us, our main focus area is always the top line growth, revenue growth, because ours is a volume-based company. We hire close to 10,000 to 12,000 new employees every month. So for us, the scale is the main focus area, followed by, at least 20 to 25% top line growth is what we target as our top line. And the second most focus area, especially for FY24, is margin expansion, because as you rightly mentioned, using digitization, automation, and other initiatives, we are kind of focusing on how to improve productivity, how to do cost optimization and expand our margins, and how we can take it to overall 3% net margins in the long run is what we are focusing on. The third one is return on capital employed, because our business is a low working capital, low asset involved and low capex involved business. So we have to make sure that our return on capital employed is upwards of 30% and we generate more returns for our shareholders. So these 3 areas will continue: revenue growth, margin expansion, return on capital employed.
रमानी, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँगी, सिंस एक तो डोमेस्टिक मार्केट की हमने बात की, बट इंटरनेशनल सेटअप में क्या ट्रेंड्स दिख रहे हैं, किस तरीके की ग्रोथ वहाँ आ रही है? आपकी 60 से ज़्यादा देशों में 3500 से ज़्यादा क्लाइंट्स हैं, सो वहाँ पर आगे क्या आउटलुक लग रहा है? वहाँ से ग्रोथ प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स कितने हैं?
We have only domestic clients. We don't have any business outside of India. But having said that, overall we are seeing that the hiring trends are and overall growth trends are better in India compared to US or Europe. And if we take IT staffing, the tech jobs, so there we are seeing kind of sluggishness across all countries. So even in India, we are seeing whatever headwinds that we are seeing in industry is because of the slowness in IT spending in US and Europe. So since we don't operate much outside of India, we don't have much to comment on.
ओके श्योर सो ज़्यादातर डोमेस्टिक फोकस है बट डेफिनेटली जो इम्पैक्ट है सेक्टर्स लाइक आईटी हैव सीन क्योंकि वो ग्लोबल सेटअप से लिंक्ड है इन मैनी वेज आपकी अब जो स्ट्रैटेजी आपने ऑफ कोर्स बताई फोकस एरियाज बताए बट इनऑर्गेनिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ को आप कैसे देखते हैं इज़ दैट समथिंग दैट यू विल लुक एट या ऑर्गेनिक पर ही फोकस रहेगा
Yes, definitely. So inorganic acquisitions are also one of our focus areas. Last 3-4 years, we couldn't close any acquisition because of various reasons, COVID, and there is uncertainty on some of these small companies in terms of their client continuity. And also we have seen some sort of preference by clients to work with large players because of which many smaller companies have lost their business. So that's the reason we didn't do any deals in the last 3-4 years. But now we have started looking into those opportunities. So we mainly look into 3 areas. So one is the IT staffing, specialized staffing, engineering, so those kind of opportunities. And second is technology solutions in HR areas. It's not all technology solutions, specific to employee productivity enhancement, digital workforce solutions. So those kind of solutions, payroll related solutions. So those are the areas where we are looking for inorganic opportunities.
ओके सो ये एरियाज में डेफिनेटली इनऑर्गेनिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आप देख क्या टिकट साइज होंगे इन अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ के सेंस ऑफ बॉल पार्क फिगर
We don't do any large ticket size acquisitions. All of our acquisitions in the past are also under 100 crore roughly. And because we acquire some of these opportunities as an entry into those business lines, and then we grow them organically using our own resources. So the ticket size is typically between 20 crore to 100 crore.
ओके एंड फाइनली एक आखिरी सवाल जो सरकार की तरफ से नेशनल एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी इन्हांसमेंट स्कीम की डिसकंटिन्यूएशन हुई उसका कितना और कब तक असर देखते हैं आप आपके बिजनेस पर
I think whatever impact that has to be taken has been substantially already absorbed. We lost close to 30,000 headcount in last 2 quarters because of withdrawal of the NEEM scheme. And we anticipate maybe another 5 to 10,000 kind of headcount loss in next 1-2 quarters. Because there is an alternative program as well wherein we can hire apprentices, which is under the Apprenticeship Act. And we are migrating the clients from NEEM program to the Apprenticeship Act. So right now we are in the transition phase. And as I mentioned, after 2 quarters, we are confident that whatever losses that we have seen on account of NEEM discontinuity will completely cease. And we can see the growth being back in our degree apprenticeship business.
ओके फेयर इनफ सो ज़्यादातर अब्जॉर्ब हो गया पर थोड़ा बहुत अभी भी इम्पैक्ट जो रहेगा वो आपने बताया बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया रमानी हमसे जुड़ने के लिए और हमें बताने के लिए किस तरीके का नंबर्स थे ऑफ कोर्स और मोर इम्पॉर्टेंटली आगे किस तरीके का आउटलुक लग रहा है कंपनी का वेल एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं इस नोट पर आप कहीं मजा आएगा खबरों का सिलसिला रहेगा जारी बने रहिए हमारे साथ